Hi, my name's Leena and welcome back to my channel. So I haven't posted a video in a good few months, but since I did last post, which I think was around 4 months ago, my channel has actually jumped by about 100 subscribers. So thank you to anyone that has subscribed after, I'm guessing it was the uni video that you watched. But I realised I don't actually have a more kind of chatty, like introductory style video on my channel, so I figured it's a good time to do a Q&A. It's been a month now, but I did ask on my stories for you guys to ask me questions, so there's a little sticker highlight I did, and I'm going to be answering some of those today. I won't have time to answer all of them, but I did pick out a few which I feel like would be a good starting point. I did want to say, don't mind my voice, it's a little bit croaky. I am still feeling a bit sick, but that's okay. So firstly, why did you start YouTube? Well, I feel like I kind of grew up in the YouTube era almost, where everyone had like their favourite YouTubers and was watching certain people online. And I kind of was always like, that's going to be me one day. So I would kind of like film little videos for myself, or like make little like music videos and things on Video Star. I don't know, just little kid things. But over the years, and even now, there's so many people on the platform that are just really positive influences and just have such inspiring, beautiful content that I would love to be a part of. I've always loved doing photography and film and just videography, and YouTube is just kind of a more personalized, I guess, expression of that. So yeah, it means I get to combine, I guess, my passion for creating with just expressing myself in the ways that I want to. Why did you choose to move to the Gold Coast? So after I graduated high school, I was going to have a gap year and was actually considering going to Hawaii to study film as well. But of course, my gap year was supposed to be in 2020 and COVID happened, so those plans went out the window. So instead, I spent my gap year working and kind of saving up money. And once interstate borders were open, my best friend and I booked a trip up to Queensland and travelled around in a van for a week. And I don't know, I fell in love with the place, and everything just lined up so perfectly with uni starting in summer school. And I just really felt like I needed to move out of my hometown and just kind of experience bigger, better things. So literally 3 weeks later, I had packed all of my stuff into my little Honda CR-V, and my dad and I drove 36 hours so I could move here. Definitely the best decision I've ever made. No regrets at all. It was of course tough at times, but you know, character building. Yeah, I definitely encourage, if anyone is thinking of doing the same thing and moving out of their hometown, do it. What's your life dream? This is a big question. I don't think I can cover everything, but I'll do my best to summarize it. After a lot of reflecting and kind of like exploring the idea of different paths and I guess like different versions of myself, I do have a pretty clear idea now of where I want to go. I think my purpose is, or what I would like to do eventually, is to kind of combine the more conventional scientific research-based psychology practices with more spiritual and holistic aspects and have that be, I guess, more recognized. I do truly believe that you are responsible for your own growth and healing, and I would like to share that in the ways that I can. So eventually I'd love to start like a big community kind of retreat space where I can incorporate people of lots of different specialties and just have a place where people can come and, you know, do their work and just really feel held while they do that, as well as have it be a really just conscious, happy space for people to come and visit. Somewhere I can like raise my kids to, somewhere that's really just grounding and immersed in nature. And yeah, there's a big vision behind it, but basically helping people reach kind of their highest self, whatever that might look like for them. So I guess branching on from that would be, how do you decide what you want to study? I had so many different ideas of what I wanted to study throughout high school. Like it's crazy, and I'm really glad that I didn't go down any of those paths. I think when I was younger, as so many of us do, I wanted to be a vet because I loved animals, but that kind of faded quickly. And once I was in high school, I was in like an accelerated scholarship program where everyone was really academically focused. They were all very intelligent, but definitely a lot more academically focused than the rest of the cohort. So naturally, because your environment influences you so strongly, I wanted to kind of go down a more medical profession like the rest of my classmates, and I decided that I was going to be an anesthesiologist. Super random, I don't identify it with that at all now, but that was going to be my career. Then as I kind of made different friends and started branching out more and exploring my own interests with the people that I felt like I aligned with, I wanted to do something more creative. So I explored stuff like animation and also film, which I was set on for a little bit because I just love the process. But what helped me the most was honestly just having that time and freedom in my gap year to, you know, explore what I wanted to do more research without, you know, the pressure of having to commit to a university degree straight away. I think just human nature is so dynamic and we change all the time. Like we can't expect a 15-year-old to know what they want to do out of high school because there's just so much growth and development that happens in that period. So it's almost unrealistic, and to the people who do know what they want to do really young, that's amazing, but that's not true for everybody, and that is okay if that's not you. So don't put too much pressure on yourself to decide straight away. And if something doesn't really excite you, honestly just wait it out before you commit. Not too long, but enough. I actually changed degrees while I was already in uni. I was originally doing a double degree in exercise science and psychology, but now I've just dropped back to psychology just because I feel like it's kind of closer to what I think my purpose is. Currently I'm really happy with what I'm doing and where I'm at, but who knows, that might change, and I think just being okay with the fact that it might change is good, and it means you don't have to put too much concrete pressure on yourself. Just kind of go out and explore what interests you and make sure to keep an open mind. The lighting will probably be changing because I'm filming with natural light and the sun is going in and out of clouds, but that's okay. How do you have time to explore the world and have such a fun life while still being productive with uni? To be completely honest, this past semester has been an absolute mess. My study habits have definitely not been anything to take inspiration from. I tried so hard to focus on uni, but for the first 3 weeks I went through a breakup and I literally could not concentrate, so I was kind of just falling behind the whole semester. And we moved houses as well, and I've never felt less prepared for my final exams. So, you know, I'm not perfect. You can never really tell someone's life just by looking at their social media, because of course it's mostly a highlight reel, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it also means that you can't make accurate judgments just by looking at someone's social media. But to be fair, time management skills are super duper important when you have a lot to juggle on your plate, and it's honestly really about what you want to prioritize. So if you want to prioritize, you know, seeing friends and exploring new places and travel, it's important to kind of like book that out in blocks. That way it's just as important in your schedule as, you know, going to work or studying. So it really is about what you do, prioritize, and what you want to put your energy into. Do you have a morning or night routine? I used to have a lot more of a morning routine where I would kind of go for walks by the ocean and do a bit of journaling and sometimes a bit of meditation. But the past few months, it hasn't been as consistent because I've been working really irregular shifts in the mornings. So I would have like 4:30 starts, which would mean that I have to wake up at 3:30. So I'm not really going to prioritize going for a walk at 3:30 in the morning. I'd rather get that extra sleep. But I have since quit that job and do have my mornings back, which feels amazing. But I do know what fills my cup, and I'm glad I get to implement that a little bit more now. What does a week of physical activity look like for you? I don't actually follow a program week to week, but normally it'll be a couple of runs, bouldering a few times a week, so like rock climbing, which is really fun. I love that. It's my latest obsession. Surfing on the weekends and weekdays when I can fit it in. And walks pretty much every day. Love my hot girl walks. I do also have a lot of friends that do calisthenics, so I've been like dabbling in that a little bit, which has been really fun. Yeah, but I kind of just do what makes my body feel good, and I'm really happy at the moment. My housemate and friend Olivia said definitely something on star signs, so I guess I'll share my big three. So I'm a Sagittarius sun, and then a Leo moon and a Leo rising. I don't know what else to share about star signs, but that's it. I feel like I do identify with them, but yeah. And the last question I'll be answering is, what was your spiritual journey? Again, I feel like this is definitely a bigger story, but I do feel like I'm very much still on my spiritual journey, and I'm learning so much more about myself and the world around us just day by day. I'm such a different person, even back to just a few months ago, and there's been so much growth that's happened between then, and I attribute so much of that to going inward and learning about myself more, and, you know, being involved with these spiritual practices. I can definitely talk about this in more depth in the future because it's just such a big topic and it's so hard to squeeze it into a little video. My camera just died, but perfect timing. That's all the questions I'm going to be answering today, so thank you so much if you stayed until this point. I hope this kind of helps to get to know me and who I am a little bit better for any new subscribers, or just even for those who already know me. I've got a lot of exciting stuff that I want to start filming. I thought this would be the best way to kind of get back into the whole YouTube thing and just, yeah, build some momentum. So thank you again for watching. I hope you all have the best day, and I will see you very soon.